And welcome to the long-awaited episode 40.
14?
I think so. That's right, isn't it? Or is that 40? Diez y cuatro. That's 14.
Is it?
I have no idea.
Doce.
I think...
Did I say?
Catorce?
Catorce.
Catorce.
Yeah. And then quince. Diez y cuatro is 24. So.
No, Diez is 10. Cuatro's 4.
Oh, no, I guess it starts at 16. Diez y seis.
Okay.
Diez y siete.
Anyways, in English, it's episode 14, and
Yes.
we're here. And we have... Oh my gosh, so sorry for having a 2-week delay on these, but we had a very, very busy couple weeks.
Agreed. I'm fucking tired.
Dude, yeah. I was like, when you couldn't do noon, I was like, man, I could just take a nap. But then I did a bunch of other shit, and now I'm like, oh, I'm tired. But no, we need to get it happening. We got good stuff to talk about.
I also feel like naps, like they always sound like a good idea.
God,
and then
they're
I
so
always
bad.
wake up groggy as fuck every time. Because it's like that nap should have just been sleep.
Yes, yes. That nap should have just been last night.
Yeah, exactly. No, but for real, I mean, since our last episode, we've moved.
Yep, new space, 8,000 square foot of twisted steel and sex appeal.
Mm-hmm. Which couldn't have been done as quickly as it was without the help of the gym, the help of a local high school football team.
Dude, yeah.
They did a lot of the work. It was pretty nice. And then, you know, of course, we've had a lot of our members helping with the beautification of the process, you know, putting stuff up, filling out the drywall holes from the old space.
Yeah,
and cleaning
Caitlin's
that up.
been clutch over there.
Yeah.
I was going to help over there, but she's done everything
Yeah.
over there. So
I think that's her, like, her thing. She just likes to put some headphones in and fucking do work like that.
perfect. We'll just find more shitty jobs and we'll just have her do it.
Yeah,
Thanks, Caitlin.
exactly. It worked out. And then aside from that, I mean, we've had obviously the competition, but
Yeah.
before that, was there anything else big that happened? Just getting the
We
wrestling coach.
we dropped big old bombs on Iran.
Yeah,
That happened
that's
during
true.
the gap here.
That's true. I saw a hilarious meme. It was like, all right, can we stop the bitching and just understand that these stealth bombers flew from here to here? They showed on a map, like here to here, dropped fucking bombs, came right back. It's like, start cheering for the fucking home team, all right?
In and out, baby. Yeah. No, that's a crazy situation. You know, cool. Let's get into politics. Like, I'm super glad people were all like, "Oh, it started World War III," blah blah blah. But dude, they told Russia like, "Hey, we got some shit going down." Russia's like, "I don't know, figure it out, man."
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, China," and China's like, "Dude, if you close that fucking Gulf of Hormuz, like, you're gonna fuck us. So don't do that."
Yeah.
And then zip in, 2 big bombs, zip out, no foot war, as of yet.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, count our fucking blessings.
Yeah, it was fucking pretty much over before it started. But
Now, you can argue about, like, whether they should be there, whatever, that stuff. But aside from it, like, World War III ain't starting. And can we all agree that's at least okay news?
Yeah.
Unless you're like a, you know, Boeing or whatever.
I mean, what I told Emma was like, during the election, I got pretty into what was going on.
Right.
And as of recently, with everything we've had going on personally, with the gym, with the clients, with the competition, with everything else we're trying to plan, it's like
It's
don't
like we've
have
just been
any
living our life.
fucking energy for anything else, dude. So like, I just don't even care. I started just unfollowing and unpaying attention to all the shit. Maybe it's because I'm
You got
ignorant,
other
maybe
shit to
it's 'cause
focus
whatever.
on.
But like, I'll tell you what, I like how I feel. I'm not fucking worried about all that shit. I'm worried about this, and that's where I think more of the progress is going to be made.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't change what's going on over there, but you can change what's happening right here. You
Yeah.
know? So.
But we just got back from Louisville yesterday. What time did you end up making it back?
Maybe like 5 or so.
Okay.
It wasn't too bad, and got unloaded. We got some reorganization to do because we got a bunch of extra kettlebells now.
Yeah. And dude, we did.
We came out with a haul,
amazed
dude.
That how much we came back with. Like,
Yeah.
we had on the strongman side, we took 12 athletes to home gym cons strongman throwdown. We took 12 athletes, and 7 of them placed third or higher.
Right.
We had 4 champions. We had 2 second place finishes and a third place finish.
And Craig had massive FOMO. I was talking to him today.
Yeah. He would have easily been on the podium with me.
Yeah.
Like, no chance he would have beat me. But there was definitely a chance for him to get up on the podium because, in all honesty, I was kind of upset that there was no.
I feel like the better like if you were to compete, probably the harder competition would have been if you went heavyweight instead of super heavyweight.
Right. But then I was like fucking with Spencer.
Just because there was more people, though, you know.
I was fucking with Spencer, and I was like, dude, you're lucky I didn't do 275, or your ass wouldn't have been on the podium. He's like, fuck you.
But also, you're right.
They, everyone did really fucking well, dude. Like, you know, I have clients that only had done our local show here, and
that's a big show.
To be completely honest, like the show for the Leprechaun Liftoff show is a very novice, lower level show.
Yeah, it's a local show.
It's to get the sport going. It's to get eyes on it and more people trying it and doing it.
Yep, in an approachable way. Like it's not intimidating to go to that competition.
Exactly. And then, you know, my two clients that were competing there, they did really well. Victor was the talk of the competition because he was wearing a luchador mask. And he wore that so he didn't have to be on camera. I was like, hey, Victor, you do realize that wearing that mask is going to pull way more attention to you, right?
He's like, but they don't know it's me.
Yeah. There were people walking around like doing interviews, and they came up to us like, they're like, hey, coffee or pre-workout? And they asked me, and I was like, coffee. And then Emma's like, I just drink energy drinks. And then Celeste was like, I don't like caffeine. It makes me anxious. I was just like, okay. And they went up to Victor, and as they're walking up to Victor, he has his mask like on his head. And they're like walking up to him. He just like pulls it down slowly. And he's just like, probably coffee. Pre-workout makes me too fucking like jitter. He's like using his hands, like throwing his hands up. He's like, pre-workout makes me like this.
He's all jazz hands in it.
He's hilarious though. But dude, so like, funny. And then you had a couple clients for their first one, like Frank.
Yeah, Frank went heavyweight novice. It finished middle of the pack. Did not do bad. Oh, he did lightweight. That's right. He finished the middle of the pack. He hit. I mean, we had a good training cycle. He's newer to like this kind of lifting, but he's definitely progressed real well. I felt bad that he didn't get that third axle deadlift because it's kind of right at the top of his deadlift range. But we've put on some weight on the deadlift. But you know, after you have what's two heavy lifts for him and then an axle that's basically at his max, that was going to be a tough ask. But man, he performed well, especially for his first show. And if your first show is that show, like it's a local show, quote unquote, but it's a big show.
It's a show at a convention with over 1,000 people easily.
A ton of people watching and a ton of athletes too.
Dude, they had strongman, powerlifting, Olympic lifting. They had a USWAW or whatever.
Like old school strongman.
They were doing like floor press and crazy
it was
shit like that.
Old time strongman competitions.
And then they had a kids Olympic weightlifting meet. They had Savage Strength, of course.
Thank you. I was like, you better fucking.
They had arm lifting. Fun fact. One of the super heavyweights in my weight class was an arm lifting pro. He was a pro grip strength guy, and he set a world record on the Rolling Thunder
Friday.
Napalm on Friday.
Yeah.
And I beat him in the Hercules hold.
Yeah, but also he set a world record the day before. You don't think his grip was a little taxed?
He did. I mean, maybe, but still, I beat
him. I beat him.
I beat a pro grip guy by 20 plus seconds. So.
No, that was good. That. Yeah, his hands were huge too. Massive. Jason something.
Yeah, Cooper.
Yeah, he was awesome.
We were on the podium, and he's like, we like nuxed, and then we're hopping down from the podium, and he like looks at me. He's just like, he's still standing on the sandbag, and he's already 6 inches taller than me.
Oh, dude, he's a big dude.
He's standing up on the sandbag. He's like, hey, you a pro? I'm just like, yeah, I'm a pro. He's like, what weight class? And he starts talking to me about it. He's trying to figure out like how it all works.
Yeah.
He's like, man, you're strong as a motherfucker. I'm like, thanks, dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he Saxon bar, so a 3x3 square bar. I think, and it's like a pinch grip, and you just pick it up until you get a down command. He went like 223 on that pinch grip, and like when you get it, you're supposed to try to have no space between like the bar and your thumb because that gives you more contact. Dude, he was just on the pad of his thumb with it. He didn't even have a full grip on the damn thing.
Yeah, so he's just got fucking freaky strong hands,
strong and huge hands.
What I noticed on the Hercules hold, it was the first time I'd ever done it. It really didn't tax my hands.
Traps, upper back.
It was a lot of like, shoulder retraction. So yeah, upper back traps. And then also just like keeping your core like 70 to 80% intact because it started to want to pull you one way or the other.
Yep.
And then I had my feet nice and wide and stuff, and I was locked the fuck in. And the knurling on those handles were solid, so I probably could have held as long as I needed to like win. But Yeah, dude, that shit was dope. I really liked the meditative feel of
Yeah.
Hercules hold because I was just sitting there, eyes down, like 2 feet in front of me. And then as Kristen Panda, she said, "We have a new winner." I like pick my eyes up and look over at her. And when I did, she's just like, "You can drop it now." And I just like kept staring at her. And then she's like, "Or not. You just keep holding it." And I was like, "Thank you." And then I just like look out into the crowd. I'm just like shaking my head. Yes, I see Josiah sitting in the bleachers. He's just like, "Fuck yeah." And I'm just like looking at him, shaking my head. Yes.
Dude, he's a good hype man.
Yeah. He did really well with the Savage shit, I hear.
Yeah, so Savage was a blast. Brand new competition. So steel mace, steel club, kettlebell. So just not, and we're starting it from zero. So we ended up having 12 athletes, which was not bad for the first showing. And some of them weren't even from our gym, which is cool. But yeah, Josiah went heavyweight. So we had a cutoff at like 200 pounds lightweight versus heavyweight for men, 165 lightweight versus heavyweight for females. So there was, I think, 5 of us in the heavyweight men. And he was in there, and dude, he took me on the mills for reps. It was like 45 pound. Hold on. 45 pound club mills, 2-hand for reps for a minute. And he got like 29 and I got like 26. And he was just really efficient on it. He beat the fuck out of his knee with one of the reps. So like golf swung it right into his knee.
Damn.
But it's heavy enough and moving fast enough. His knee moved, not the club. So
yeah. He got back to the Airbnb that night. He was just like, "Dude, my right shoulder is wrecked," because he did everything on the right side, like sandbag to shoulder, all the clean and press.
Yeah, we're gonna edit the events a little bit to try to make them a little more friendly. But yeah, it was a really good time. Ben's one of the events was Mace 360 for 3, heaviest 3 you can get, just one side or both. Like, doesn't matter. We just need 3. And Ben went 80. And it looked pretty damn clean.
Yeah, his feet were rooted, everything. Like he didn't get pulled around by the weight.
Yeah, he ended up having the heaviest swing. I went 75, and that was my 3rd attempt, so I didn't have another one. I for sure had 80 in me, though. And I've swung that before, but I had the win at 75, so I didn't worry about it. But I think Josiah swung 65, which is the heaviest he's ever gone. Turkish get-ups, a couple of us got the 124-pounder. I went for the 140, and I think I didn't need it for the win, but like I've done the 150 before, just pressing it up, and it felt horrible. But 140, I pressed it up, and I felt like solid as hell. I think I didn't have the balls to just like really dip into that drive onto the elbow, and if I did, I'm pretty sure I could have got it, but I was like, man, I don't need it. And the competition was moving a little slower than I wanted, so took the 124, then. Pressing, I hit a 140, which is the heaviest we brought. Well, I had the 176 too, but again, 140 was a solid, was an easy win.
I was going to come do that in front of all you guys on Saturday, but after our competition was over, I was like, yo, I'm fucking exhausted.
Dude, if you watch the video of how my 140 moved, I had a 176 for sure. And
yeah.
you've hit it a few times.
Just in the gym.
And I've had it real close to lockout a few times, but dude, I was moving good that day. But again, I'm running the event too, so I'm trying to like keep it moving. And I'm like, all right, I got the win. Next one, you know. And then what else? We had we had a front hold for time. That was just boring as ever, but like fuck, that's a hard event. And we had sandbag to shoulder. I only brought up to the 300. I got the 300. Jared, lightweight winner, got the 300. And a bunch of people got the 275. Josiah got 275.
How did Ben
got
do against Jared? Was it back and forth?
It was so close. Jared ended up winning by 1 point. So Ben got him. They were like back and forth for the first Turkish get up. Jared got him. Ben got second heaviest. What was next? The Mace 360. Ben got him, so they were 1-1. And then on the clean and jerk, Jared got him. And then event 4
Mills.
Event 4 was sandbag. Jared got him.
Sandbag what?
To the shoulder.
What was the first event? Sorry.
First event was Turkish get up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ben was like 1 pop from getting the 300 and just couldn't finish it. If he'd have got that, they would have been tied, and we had to do a tiebreaker.
What'd you have in mind, do you think?
I have no idea. I'd have figured something out. Thumb wrestle. I don't know. But yeah, they were back and forth, and it was definitely like it could have gone either way. Ben's opened up at 70 on the Mace 360. And
What Jared get?
70. Because Jared was like, well, I'm not going until he goes. I got to know what I need to beat. And it went 65, and I was like, dude, you sure? Because the most he's really done consistently is 60. I've seen him do 70 once, but it's like sketch. And Ben's like, I'm opening at 70. And Jared's like, I'm opening at 72. And dude, Jared got it, but like he was running around the damn mat trying to catch it. Like it.
And then
Ben
just
got
goes
it.
out there, feet
Ben
concrete.
got it much more securely, and the 80 much more securely, dude. And I was on it with the 360s too. Like I hit 75, I hit it. I picked it up, and I was like, oh, it's so light. I'm like talking shit while I'm swinging it. I catch it. I'm like, a little kiss. Swing it again. I'm like talking shit. I finished the last one. I just like held it there. Like, yeah, I wish I had another attempt. I'd have gone 85 on that thing. I think.
Hell yeah.
But I didn't, so I was out of attempts, and it was fine. But yeah, it was a really good show. The girls did well too. We had Jess ended up Turkish get up 62 was our biggest female Turkish get up. She ended up pressing the 62 as well, which is a PR. Steph got a 53. Erin just didn't feel like pushing super hard. She kind of sandbagged a little bit. I think she'd had the 53, but she got the 44. And they all just got the 150 sandbag, did not get the 175. And then the other girls got the 125 pretty handedly and just couldn't quite get the 150. But yeah, it was good. It was a good show. It was a fun time. Definitely learned some things about formatting. I think we had too many max weight events in that one. And yeah, too many max weight events on that one. So I'm going to take some of those out. Maybe have an event next time that's like, sandbag carry load, come back, 10 per side club mills, 5 per side Mace 360, stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll tweak it a little bit. All right. Well, we just took a quick little break that you guys aren't aware of because this is edited together, but we have no idea what we were talking about.
I think we were just recapping you were finishing recapping the Savage Strength and about what you were going to do differently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was good.
But no,
we came away with so much stuff, though, from the gym. Like, think all the stuff that people came home with. So Home Gym Con has giveaways.
Yeah, they do a bunch of
that
raffling.
Are wild.
And then, like, the winners of the shows. Like, for me, for example, I won super heavyweight for strongman. I was going to win $500 cash, but I went up to Kurt at the end of the show and was like, hey, how about you don't even worry about Venmoing me $500 and let me take the axle that we deadlifted with from the show. And he just, like, he literally was looking down at his phone for a second. He, like, looks up real quick. He's like, take it. I was like, bet, dude.
Well, and for the promoter standpoint, because I'm like, I forgot to get people's PayPal or Venmo during weigh-ins. So I'm like, shit, now I'm emailing everybody to figure out where I'm sending money to. And I'm not sure when we get the money. I think Jake has to send us stuff
yeah,
first.
Kurt said next week.
Okay, cool.
Like the week after the show.
But yeah, so on his side, he's like, oh, one less person to worry about. Done. Hands are washed, you know?
And it saved a little bit of money, honestly, because
that bar wasn't $500.
No, it was $329.95.
Worth it.
And I bet it was just donated by Bear Seal anyway.
Right.
I guarantee you they didn't buy that bar.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
we
it
got
works
a
out
bunch
for
of
him.
shit, dude. We got a bunch of shit. We got a new barbell, new bar, a good amount of weights. One of our members won a rack. One of our members, Emma, won a deficit deadlift, and so did Steph.
I won 2 RitFit $500 gift cards. Because one from Winning Savage and then one from the grip competition I did.
What all do they have? Like equipment, or do they have weights?
So they have, I think, barbells, racks, stuff like that. We'll check it out and see. I have 2 gift cards. One's in my wallet. I don't know where the other one is. It's in my luggage somewhere. I still have, because we had a booth, so I still have like the expedition is still just like full of shit. Mm-hmm. So I'll get it sorted out. We'll have 1,000 there and whatever.
Yeah. No, but
so yeah, if y'all are wanting to compete at a show that actually you can win stuff, yeah, Home Gym Con, whatever you're competing in, they probably have a competition for it.
And I was talking to everyone that went down and competed, and I guarantee you the people that didn't go are going to be like, I'm fucking going next year.
100%.
And we'll take fucking 20 strongman athletes down there and literally win all the weight classes probably and fucking come away. Because, like, first place, no matter if you had one person in your weight class or not, $500. Like,
right.
We could have had like Kaylee doing open lightweight. She was by herself.
She had $500.
Caitlin could have done open middleweight. Emma could have done open 198, and Celeste did open super heavyweight. They all would have got first place $500.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed Kaylee didn't make it down. The team, she coaches softball stuff, and like they made a tournament that she didn't think they were going to make, so she had to like coach it and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and I understand. And then, but yeah, there's tons of opportunities. I'm excited to see where all this shit goes, and I can't wait to eventually fucking do what we did at home Gym Con for like a nationals event. I want to try to roll deep with like 5 athletes plus into a nationals 1 time, 2 times every year.
I'm pretty stoked too. Like I feel like home Gym Con. So I'm going. Me and Aaron are going to Lift Hard Live Easy Classic out in South Dakota this next month, like 3 weeks from now, out in South Dakota, and I feel like it's going to be because we're running chalk and all, which is its first year. 4 competitions or whatever. We need to talk a little more about that. I have some ideas. And that's kind of like competition with some vendor potential, whereas home Gym Con's very much like convention with competition potentials. So I'm kind of feel like the Lift Hard Live Easy is going to be a little more like how we're doing chalk and awe. And I'm just kind of want to kind of see how both those kind of differ and use it to help us get ideas for what we're going to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Both those places.
I definitely like the vision I have for where our chalk and all like expo, for lack of a better term, is going to go is like something along those lines. Like I want
somewhere between those
a
two.
Nice large thing where people are traveling from multiple states and like coming to compete or coming to be a part of whatever it
cool
ends up being.
Happening.
Right.
Yep.
So, and I don't necessarily want to sell a bunch of home gym equipment at it because that's not what I don't want to copy exactly, but like we'll find the niche.
And the truth is, if there's 4 or 5 or however many like cool competitions happening, as a vendor, you're like, wait, how many competitions? Yeah, it's worth me going. So it kind of becomes its own thing. But whereas like home Gym Con, the focus is like, hey, we're having a home gym equipment convention. And people are like, oh, there's going to be a lot of people. We should do some competitions. We're kind of like, hey, we're going to have all these badass competitions. And then vendors are going to be like, wait, there's going to be that many people there? Hell yeah, we need a fucking booth. And I feel like a lot of times, especially at like local events, like you'll have a local powerlifting event or a local strongman show or weightlifting meet, whatever. You want a vendor, like you want to get vendors, right? Because it just helps. But I feel like sometimes the juice isn't real worth the squeeze for the vendors in those one-off events. But if you got like 4 or 5 events happening at once, now it starts making a lot more sense as a vendor to be like, okay, there's enough people here that it actually is probably worth our time. Yeah. We're kind of dumb if we don't. And I feel like it's a cooler experience for the athlete just because there's more people watching, right? And it's a better experience for the vendors because there's more people. There's more access to potential customers. I feel like it better serves everybody involved.
Yeah, and there's like different communities that are followed or that follow different styles of competition. Like, if we do strongman, we'll have the strongman crew. If we do a savage, there's the kettlebell mace people. If we do arm wrestling, there's fucking just the weirdo arm wrestlers. If we have powerlifting, there's that niche. CrossFit, there's that niche.
If we have everything,
there's always brands
that cross exposure
that follow each of those different styles of competition. So that's where those other vendors can come into play, and then local businesses as well coming to serve food, coming to sell their shit. I just don't see how it couldn't.
I feel like it's a win for everybody. It's just going to take a few years for it to grow, but I feel like it definitely has the.
And if all it costs to get into the spot that we're trying to get into is a few grand, like the return on investment is fucking crazy. Yeah. Because especially if we push into like RPS powerlifting meets and we make all the money from it. Right. We push into, strongman always makes us a good chunk of change. Yep. It's just dude, I cannot fucking wait. I'm excited to see how this first one goes. I know we have a big month ahead of us right now in July because this is the month where all the planning needs to happen. Yep. Because August is pretty much.
When can people expect to be able to sign up for the competitions?
I'm going to put out the Strongman one 12 weeks out. Okay. Which makes that by mid-August. Yeah, because it's in mid-November. So I did plan to have the event up actually probably this month.
Why not?
I will have it up this month, which will be 16 weeks out.
Yeah, I think that's cool because if it's like 12 weeks out, it's like a lot of people want that 12-week prep. and they might be looking for a thing at like 16 weeks out or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they see that they see it being attached to some kind of
expo, convention-y, not whatever, for lack of a better term, like a bigger event.
We just need to get tons of shares.
Yep.
Tons of fucking traction on it. So, but no, I think everything's moving in the right direction. I think if we spend time like we are fucking being a part of and seeing things, because even at home Gym Con, dude, we were down in Louisville, and I fucking had over a dozen people come up and like recognize who I am. Yep. I'm just like, cool.
Dude, I had people come to the booth and be like, hey, you throw competitions at your gym, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yeah, you want to buy a mace? Like, no, when's the next strongman? I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. No, and then I had a ton of people from like surrounding areas, like, 45 minutes to an hour away, Indy, Lebanon, Noblesville, people from up north were like, wait, you have a gym in Lafayette? I'm like, yeah, you see all these people here that are competing in this show?
And winning everything.
That's us.
Yep.
They're like, what? No way. I'm like, yeah. Come just for one weekend. Come down there. You'll be stronger. I promise. It's just how it works. As soon as you walk in our place, you get stronger. It's just it's like
we put testosterone in the air vents.
It's like Mike. You put on Michael Jordan's shoes, and you're all of a sudden fucking good.
You're jumping higher.
So, but and then I'm slowly trying to get these. As we're podcasting right now, this truck just pulled up with 4 or 5 high school boys. Like, that's the demographic I'm targeting currently at the moment is high school and middle school kids, because that's going to be the next generation that grows the sport. And I'm obviously very strongman biased, very lean.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to grow. And the only way you can do that is by getting new people in.
Get the young blood in.
You can't just keep hollering at the really good guys and expect it to grow that way.
Well, it's cool then, because then you're going to get a reputation. We'll get a reputation as a gym that like produces, not just recruits.
Exactly.
It'll be like, oh, you started training strongman at premeditated 10 years ago? Oh, no wonder you're a fucking savage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
100%.
Oh, you started doing kettlebell shit at premeditated? No wonder you're stronger than all these fuckers.
Yeah, when all 6 of us got back the other day and we're unloading Levi's truck, they like walked in and I was like, asking like, how you feel? What do you think about it? You have any thoughts? Yeah. And I was like, my goal is to be able to take a group of us like we just did to a nationals
and podium all the national stuff.
Have everyone podium, and then now we can come back and fucking line these walls with fucking
7 national championships. Literally,
it'd be fucking so badass. And then you walk in, it's like, oh, this isn't just you gotta want to do something.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you can't be a general gym goer and come here, but just know that if you're a general gym goer and you come here,
you're probably going to get real strong and real good at shit.
You're going to get extra motivation.
Yeah.
There's going to be something that you've never done before and be like, huh, I never would have tried that unless it was for blank.
Well, and I feel like too, like just you and me and Josiah, like I feel like our level of like coaching knowledge here is just from like the trainer's standpoint, like nothing against CrossFit, but this ain't your average CrossFit gym where like the dude that opened it or the girl that opened it is good at CrossFit and everyone else just has their level 1, but like no outside experience beside that. Like you come in here, it's like you're still at a super high level strongman. I was like a pretty high level powerlifter, strongman, and like fight game stuff. Josiah's like super developed on like the athletic development, track and field. Like we have a cool like coaching background group too. You got Adrian with all the Olympic.
Yeah, every one of our coaches besides Brandon compete currently or have competed. And but Brandon's also fucking guru when it comes to weight loss and shit like that and transforming. He does the actual opposite. He finds tall, skinny, lanky motherfuckers and gets them jacked.
Yeah, because that was his world, man. That's where he was. He's like skinny guy wanting to get buff.
And now that's him, and he does a fucking fantastic job on it.
Yep.
Whether or not he competes, I mean, he throws deadlift parties all the time, and he's very heavy on the social media side of things, which helps us a lot because he just takes pictures of the gyms and posts it, and then he literally showed me his phone, message after message.
Where's this? Where's this? Where's this?
I was like, hell yeah, dude, thank you.
Yeah.
And he's always got good input too.
He's got good business ideas too. Whenever we talk to him,
it's brilliant. So
yeah, we're building a good crew here. We're building we're building a fucking like legacy level gym. I think.
Yeah.
You look back 15 years from now, people are gonna be like, yeah, PHP. Yeah, okay, we know that gym. Like they've produced these D1 athletes.
Yeah.
They got this fucking pro level strongman, this elite powerlifter. We're gonna have freaks coming out of here.
Yeah, the logo that's on your chest, like when we go to shows, I want people to be like, fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be like when Westside showed up at powerlifting meets and people were like,
who's getting second?
Yeah.
Who's getting second? Who's getting third?
Probably our people. Who's getting 4th and 5th is what they need to ask. Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. We're gonna become the hope is to become a destination, and then you pair that with like that will help build the Chalk and All Expo experience competition thing too. And
then I keep bothering James Deffenbaugh about because I want
Regionals.
to, and I'm going to run Indiana Strongest Man.
Yep.
For Strongman Corps. Like, there's no other person here in Indiana that is worthy of promoting that show. Maybe Luke Meredith.
Yep.
And he's all the way down in Evansville.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I say too, like, as into strongman as you are, like that's the level I'm at with like Mason Club and kettlebell shit too.
Thank God.
That is a growing piece. And I was lucky enough, like I've done Bellfest a couple times. You guys have heard that, but met some really cool people that are like high level and pretty big like influence on social media too. And we had Jared come out, the crazy trainer on Instagram. And dude, he loved it. He had a blast at Savage. He's just a good dude.
He was also taken back at how close we were as a fucking gym family.
That was the coolest thing he was talking about. He's like, dude, I was like, yeah, you should probably move here. He's like, it's like family vibes here. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, dude. Like, that's when we moved spaces, we had like 20 people that are just gym members coming in and hauling heavy ass shit all day with us, you know?
Literally all fucking day, all weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Our vibe's good here. And, you know, I think we connected pretty well with Jared too. Like I knew him a little bit, but we definitely got to know him better this time. And I think he's gonna help kind of the unconventional side for PHP grow too, just with the connections that him and I have in that community. Like I think, yeah, we got some big moves happening here in the next few years.
And I just love how passionate he is about, dude, something as simple as like what is it called when you get your like elbow on your
coil?
He was so passionate talking about the simplicity of the coil. That is it. And he was just talking about it for fucking 15 minutes. I'm like, dude, I love that kind of passion.
So if you see him online, people kind of see him. He's like the crazy trainer. Like he's just doing crazy shit. He's funny. He's kind of outgoing. He's like a little raunchy in his posts. And like, that's what you kind of see. But like when you actually hang out with him, like he's like nerd level shit like you and me on this stuff. Like you said, he talked about the coil for probably about 20 minutes and the various ways to do it and train it even without a landmine.
In the kitchen, like doing it, like getting all fucking tight and shit, like exploding. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. If you get talking to him about like movement, exercise, like he's a fucking nerd just like the rest of us, and that doesn't necessarily come across on his social media. But yeah, that dude's cool.
No, he would be cool to have out here, just like we had Tom, and especially have him out here in front of the middle school and high schoolers that I have.
Dude, I want to get him and Big Daddy DeJulie out here. I want them two to run like the seminar that me and Tom ran. I just want him and Tom to run it. Just like come out. Fucking run an unconventional strength seminar. We'll probably get people coming out if the two of them are coaching. Maybe Thomas Passos out here too. Like those three dudes, just hey, come out and run an unconventional strength thing.
We could definitely fill it with teenage boys, and girls probably.
Yep. Yeah, and we'll get the functional fitness crowd
like,
out too from all over. I'm sure to come out. So,
but I know that me and Jared were talking deeply about like coaching kids, and he's like, dude, it's the most amazing thing when you can get a fucking 8 or 9 year old to coil up and learn that fucking stability and that explosiveness. Because once you teach it to someone, dude, it's a fucking game changer. Like there was a dude that came up to me from the heavyweight weight class. His name's Dakota Keibel. He's actually he's like, hey, I'm one of your 7 listeners.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I appreciate it, dude.
Shout out Dakota. Yeah. Wish I knew his Instagram. I'd throw it out here too.
He came up to me and was like, hey man, he's like, what do you charge for coaching? So I talked to him about it and he was like, everything I suck at, you're good at. So I just
probably worth some money then.
I want to learn what you do. I'm like,
where's he at? Where's he live?
Ohio.
Tell him to come out on a weekend, just hang.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think Ohio. Sorry if I'm wrong, Dakota, but he was just talking about that, and I was just like giving him brief insights on stuff. I'm like, dude, here's some things you can just try, and it's just like he also blew his ACL out a year ago, and he's just like, I'm slowly getting back into it. I was like, lucky you're as strong as you are because you probably healed way faster. Right, you're able to do more in your rehab process than a weak ass motherfucker that tore his ACL.
Yep.
So, but no, overall, I'm super pleased with how this weekend went. It was, of course, stressful as fuck, and I know it was for you,
bro.
But like
running a booth and a competition and competing is the stupidest decision I ever made.
Yeah.
It worked out. We sold stuff, so that was cool.
Me and Emma both were competing and had both of our kids also, which was just
I laughed my ass off about that.
Bro, it was so...
Aaron was like, Emma's so stressed. I'm like, well, yeah. Dude, that makes sense.
It was intense. Because, like, my daughter is just glued to her ass, so...
All right.
But...
We're going to have to cut it off here. I have to bounce for a client.
Yeah, I need to train.
And Tyler needs to get yoked. More yoked wrist. All right. Well, that was episode Ep14. Thank you all for listening.
We'll be back on track.
Catch you on the next one. Expect them weekly from here on out, unless we move gyms again or do something silly like that. So, peace out.